So here's the situation. We have a bad surge brake. This is 10-inch hub, 2-inch and a quarter. Pretty standard stuff. And then what we got to do is we have a broken brake line, so we're gonna have to do a flare. And then after that, we're gonna use this. We're gonna cut this off, use this buoy here, put it in there and flare it, and that buoy will go into here, into the new one. So that's done. So this is a 3/8. So if you're gonna do this job, you're gonna want a 3/8 flare wrench. So this fits in here like this. So the reason is you want to increase your chances. You saw me is grabbing into like almost 3 edges. But because it's broken, I can put in a 3/8 socket in here, and I tapped it in and I was able to open it. Now this 8/3 was a 12 point. I couldn't find a 6 point, but it would have been better with the 6 point. So after all this, I'm gonna have to bleed the system. And bleeding the system, there's 2 ways to bleed it. One is you can use a tool like that, and then you can create your own vacuum. Once you create your own vacuum, you can change to this adapter right here, put this adapter on, and this guy will go towards that bleed nipple on that side. And so basically it's pulling brake fluid that way because it's a vacuum. And on this side, just keep on pouring new brake fluid in. And the idea is because there's an opening, there's air in the middle somewhere. So as you're pulling brake fluid through and keep on adding this way, somewhere the air bubble is going to travel, and then it'll exit out of the wheel cylinder. This is the wheel cylinder. And the back of the wheel cylinder looks like this. So you're going to open that nut, and you're going to see air come out, and all of a sudden fluid comes out. Once fluid comes out, you lock it, and then you're done. So that's the whole thing. But so trying to pull it might be easy here, because the other 2 ways is, again, well, which I haven't talked about, but the other way is to use a brake bleeder. But I'm trying to find an adapter. So this is my brake bleeder there. You can pressurize that to 15 pounds. Once you pressurize it to 15 pounds, then the brake fluid is being forced in here to come across. And the other way, that's the second method, which is probably the nicest. The other way is to compress this in and out, because there's a giant piston here. That can take some work. So that would be like the least likely that you like. All right, so that's our job.